Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be doing a full day review and wear test of the new Dior Forever Hydra Nude Foundation. Now this just launched. This is on the Dior website and Ulta, so I will leave those links down below if you're interested in checking anything out. But this retails for $57 US or 77 Canadian. This is very on par for Dior, but this is supposed to be an amazing foundation. This is supposed to be medium coverage, 24-hour wear, 48-hour hydration. They've got a lot of crazy claims here, and this is what the bottle looks like. I think it is so beautiful. Very much like their Skin Glow foundation and their Forever Matte, but this one is of course with a nude lid. So I picked up mine in the shade 0N. This seems to be my perfect shade with Dior. This is also available in 18 shades and 3 undertones. It says medium coverage, invisible finish, and suitable for all skin types. So we're going to test that out today. We are going to do a full day wear test. It is currently about 10 a.m. so I'm going to be wearing this until 8 or 9 tonight. And then I will come back and let you know my final thoughts, but let me zoom you in and we can get to putting this on the face. All right, so the hair is pinned back. I'm just gonna prep my skin with the Refer Intense Hydration Cream. This is my absolute favorite. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this all over the face. I did do my skincare maybe about 2 hours ago, so I just want to add a little bit of hydration here. I have gotten along pretty well with the Dior foundations. I've never tried the Forever Matte. I do have the Skin Glow foundation, and that one I didn't like initially, but that is a shade issue because I have the shade 1N in the Skin Glow, so for the longest time I didn't think I liked it. But once I got the Star Filter in 0N and mixed it with that one, I loved it. And then I did purchase the Stick Foundation in 0N. I like that one quite a bit, but I don't find it's one that you can really build because I find that the second you put something on over top, it just moves the product around. So you do have to be a little bit careful with it, but I do really like it. So I do get along pretty well with their complexion products. So I am just going to take a pump on my palette. So it just looks like this. It's not the most liquidy formula. It's actually a little bit thicker than I expected. And I've really been gearing myself a lot more toward these more natural finish foundations or more soft matte foundations recently. Even though I'm a dry skin type, I don't love a super glowy foundation. I know that was the trend for a while and I didn't mind it, but I still found myself powdering my face down like crazy. So I would much rather go for something like this that is going to be a more natural finish and not have to use as much powder. Okay, so you can see this is actually a perfect match. I could not have found a better shade match. It's been a while since I've gotten the most perfect match. I went through a phase there, especially toward the end of 2024, where shades were either too deep or too light, but I was never getting the exact right shade. But this one, 100% perfect. You can see it perfectly matches my neck and it's so lightweight. There is a fragrance to this one, but it's not an overly perfumey fragrance. If you've smelled the foundation stick that they have, it smells identical to that. And to me, that fragrance is just very clean. So I love the scent. But just keep that in mind if you are someone who is sensitive to fragrance. This really does have the most skin-like finish to it. So first of all, that blended out so quickly, and you can see this definitely evened out my skin tone. I can see a lot of my redness and everything over here. On this side, I just kind of look flawless. And of course the shade match is perfect, but even close up, it really doesn't look like anything on my skin. It really does have a very natural skin-like finish. It has a slight luminosity to it, but again, it's just a very natural looking finish. It just looks really lovely on the skin. And I would definitely say I got a solid medium coverage out of this. So you can see right away, I think it looks super nice. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. So I'm very impressed with that as well. So let's go in on the other side and then I will try to build just a little bit to cover up a little bit of my extra redness here. Although I think the foundation did a really good job, I do want to test the buildable properties. Okay, so same thing on this side. So what I've been doing when it comes to my foundation reviews is typically I would do a first impressions and wear test with you, but what I found to be much more valuable for me is when I get in a foundation, I will wear it several times leading up to when I actually do my wear test. And the reason that I like to do that is because that way I already have a lot of my thoughts formed. I can still wear it throughout the day and share my thoughts with you, but I can just give you a lot more information on how the foundation is wearing and performing. So this actually came in on Monday. I'm filming this on Saturday. So I've been wearing it all week and I have been loving how my skin looks. I love how easy this is to apply and how quickly it blends out. I just feel like it gives me such a perfected look so fast, and I love that. One thing I don't love about liquid foundations is I do feel like I spend a little bit more time blending, whereas with this one I don't feel like I'm doing that. So it's definitely buildable as well. I was definitely able to add a little bit of coverage over on this side, but I do feel like I look like I have a very solid medium coverage. I look very perfected, very evened out. Again, the shade match is perfect, but I do look very canceled out. This is a really nice coverage, but it also feels extremely lightweight. It was super quick to blend. And on my skin, there is a very slight tackiness, but it's not an uncomfortable, annoying tackiness where my hair is going to stick to my face. It's more just like a skincare kind of tackiness that it doesn't feel like it's just going to attract everything to my face, if that makes sense. Okay, let me add a little bit of concealer. I'm just going in with my trusty Natasha Denona. So I have not tested the 24-hour wear claims, and I probably won't, but this has definitely been very long wearing. It's really been sticking with me throughout the day. It's been sticking around and looking beautiful. I have been back to work this week, so I've been, working 2 jobs and also trying to get in a walk on my lunch break. So I've been trying to test this as well as I possibly can, and I've just been really, really impressed with not only the wear time, but the coverage, the finish on my skin. I just think it looks really, really lovely. My favorite thing definitely has to be how skin-like this foundation looks. I mean, you can tell you're wearing makeup, but it really isn't as obvious as some other foundations, especially other foundations that would give you this much coverage. And I can't even really tell you where my foundation ends and where my skin begins because it just looks so natural and effortless. This is really, really beautiful on the skin. And I'm just going to add a little bit of powder, just a little bit of my Kosas powder. I've been back on this one just to set my under eyes and a little bit of my T-zone. I don't love to powder my whole entire face because I do have really dry skin, but it's also winter, so naturally my skin just feels a little parched. But I do like to set my T-zone because I don't like any glow coming through in that area. And the foundation very much still feels like, just like skincare. It doesn't feel like anything on my skin, but if I touch my face, it just feels like skincare. And I will just mention that fragrance that it has that I really like. I don't actually smell it now that it's on my face. It's just when you're applying it, you're definitely going to smell it, but you don't really notice it once it's on the face. So I'm going to pop off camera. I will finish up the rest of my makeup. I can't show you that process because I am filming another video, but I will finish up the rest of my makeup and then I will come back to get my wear test started. All right, so here is the finished final makeup look. The foundation is still looking so good. It's actually closer to 11 right now, so this is about an hour in, and I still think it's looking absolutely flawless. In fact, I think it looks better than when I initially put it on, so definite points for that. I just think it looks so lovely. It's playing very, very well with my other products. I actually went in with my Dior contour stick and I was so annoyed with myself because I filmed my ranking of all of my 2024 bronzers and somehow omitted this one. So I think it just kind of got lost in my drawer and I forgot about it. So I brought it back out and I've been playing with it again, and I remember how much I love it and how much I really, really enjoyed it. It completely got neglected, but just know it would have ranked very high if I wouldn't have forgot about it. So I do love this one. I've been playing with it again. It's definitely more of a contour stick. It leans a little bit cool, so I really enjoy that. And I have my YSL blush in Rose Haze. This has just been a go-to as well. And I am playing with the new YSL eyeshadow quad. So that is what is on the rest of my face, but everything came together quite flawlessly. I love how this looks. The foundation, again, just, it looks so good. But an hour in, I'm touching my face and it does just feel like skincare, but I don't feel like it's moving around. I don't feel like it's settling into anything I don't want it to, and I don't feel like it moved when I was applying other products on top. And you saw I only powdered my T-zone. So that is something I am definitely really appreciating. I am loving how lightweight this foundation is. Even when I built it on one side, it really didn't add any weight to the foundation. So I'm really liking that as well. So I will also show you a clip of what this looks like in natural lighting. And then I will, of course, come back at the end of the night to show you what this looks like. But so far, I am so pleased. I absolutely love how this looks. I love how it feels. Definitely feels hydrating. It's not clinging to anything. It's not settling into any dry patches. It's just looking so good. So I will go about the rest of my day, and then I will see you at the end of the day for my final thoughts. All right, so just stepping into natural lighting. I still think this looks so good and so flawless, and it looks even more skin-like in the natural lighting than even in my studio. So I'm loving that. I'm just currently standing on a futon in my office. I'm not actually very tall, but I am still absolutely loving how this looks. So I will, of course, keep you posted throughout the day, but just know this foundation is looking so good. All right, we have made it to the very end of the day. It is currently 8:11. So this has been on for about 10 hours at this point. And I think this still looks really good, and it definitely still feels really comfortable. My nose and chin have definitely worn down. They've definitely seen better days, but that is not a result of anything the foundation has done. But I do think I'm getting a little tiny bit luminous right in my T-zone where I powdered, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that I even feel like I need to touch up. The foundation is definitely still giving me a really great coverage. I don't see any settling into any weird spots. I don't even see any dry spots, and I was outside for a little bit and it is really cold out, so I fully expected to see some dryness, and I didn't see any of that. And I noticed the same thing over the last few days that I had worn this foundation, because it just seems to wear all day long. It's a very low maintenance product. Just when you put it on the skin, it blends out so quickly. It settles down to this more moisturizer feeling product, but that isn't tacky and sticky, so you don't have to powder it if you don't want to. As someone with dry skin, I really appreciate not having to powder, but it's not one that's going to act up if you do powder. Like I said, I powdered my T-zone and it didn't cause any cakiness, it didn't cause any dryness, it didn't cause any settling. So it even worked well with and without powder. I think that's huge points. It definitely wore for a solid 10 hours throughout the day without any powder in some areas. And I kept forgetting I was wearing anything. So it's definitely a very lightweight, very comfortable product. I definitely do think this is going to be great for a lot of different skin types. My dry skin is loving it. I do think this is going to be also great for all different skin types. In terms of the shade range, I really don't know that 18 shades is enough, but the foundation itself, the formula, the presentation, everything so far is absolutely fantastic. This is one I can see myself wear testing with my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation to see how they compare, because I've been enjoying this so much. In the past 3 or 4 days that I've been wearing this foundation, I haven't found anything about it that I don't like yet. I even like the fragrance that's in it. Like I said, it smells very clean. I like it a lot more than the stick foundation because I feel like I can build it, and when I do so, it's not going to move and get disrupted if I try to add anything on top. So I definitely like this the most of any of the Dior foundations I've tried in the past, and I just really love this foundation in general, and I can't wait to keep playing with it and trying it out. And I even felt like it looked extra flawless in natural lighting. So I really love this foundation so far. I've been enjoying it over the past few days, but really honing in and focusing hard on the wear time today and everything like that. I was really pleased with this. So I'm really loving this. I will of course update you at the end of the month, but because my opinion hasn't changed over the last 4 days, I don't think I'm going to have a very different opinion at the end of the month, but I will of course update you as always. Let me know down below if you picked this one up. Are you thinking about it? Is there anything I didn't quite answer? Let me know. I love hearing from you guys so much. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!